Okay, on number 2, we're on page 138, and we had to do 2 through 5. So if you're looking at the recording, pause it, do those problems, and then come back and check. Okay, number 2. What is it? Who got the? What's the slope? No. Okay, listen. Changing y over changing x. So this goes down how many? Well, it goes down 8. You don't say it goes down -8. It goes down 8. Okay? That goes up 2,000. So you're going to put 2,000 over -8. I mean, -8 over 2,000. We've already done this twice. You wouldn't think I'd miss it. Okay, changing y over changing x. Now, some of you reduced it, which is fine. You reduced it to what? -1 over 250. How many got the decimal? Who put it in decimal form? Yeah. Okay, so either one is correct. You can put either one. Who didn't get this? Who did not, be honest, who did not get this right? Okay. I'm not quite sure why we're getting it wrong still. What did we do wrong? What's going on? Okay. What's the y-intercept? Everybody should have gotten that. Look at there. It's screaming. It's screaming at us. 59, 59, 0, 59. Y-intercept. Circle it. Now, the equation is going to be negative, what? 1 over 250x plus, or, I'm going to do the decimal because we're going to use it in just a minute. Okay. Who had 2 right? Who had 2 right? Raise your hand. I didn't ask that. Who had number 2 right? Correct. Good. That makes me feel better. Okay, number 5. Now, we're going to use the equation. We're going to use that equation. Guys, we're going to use that equation. Listen. If I can teach y'all one thing this year, it's to follow your formula. I've done my job. We have followed the formula just about weekly. We followed the formula. This is a formula. This is an equation we're going to follow. Okay? And we've got to learn how to do that. So, okay. So we're going to find, remember what I said, we've got to know what the y and the x stands for. We've got to know what it stands for. If you don't, then you're going to put the wrong thing in there. So I want the temperature. Which one's the temperature? Which one's the temperature? The y. So I'm finding the temperature when the altitude is 5,000. So y equals. What'd you get? Okay, 39 degrees Fahrenheit. Good job. Okay, are there any questions about that? Okay, turn to page 142. Now we're going to do 1 and 2. We're going to do 1 and 2. Go. Find your slope. Let's just a minute. We're going to write the equation in a linear relationship. What's that going to? It's going to be y equals. No. Let's talk. Yes, thank you, Kristen. Listen to me. Listen, this is what some of y'all get mixed up. If it's stop working, please. Stop working, please. If it's proportional, it's going to be in what form? Y equals kx. Y equals kx. Oh, they're still on the ship. Okay. guys, y equals kx means it's going to be a proportional relationship. If it's, which means to be proportional, it's got to be what? Linear and go through 0, 0, the origin. If it's linear, what form is it going to be? Y, tell them, Christian. Y mx plus b. That means it's going to be linear. Okay? So to be linear, you're going to put it in this form. When you figure the slope and the y-intercept, it's got to be in that form. Go. 1 and 2. No, I didn't. Okay, let's check what you've done, okay? Number 1, what'd you get?
4x plus 20.
Y equals?
4x plus 20.
Good job. So we're going to pick 2 points over here. I'm going to go from there to there, which is what?
20.
Isn't that 10? 10 to 20 is 10? Come on now, let's think before we speak, because it confuses people sometimes. So 10 to 20 is 10. And then what are we counting by vertically? 20. So that's going to be 40. So M equals 40 divided by 10, which is 4. That's how we got 4, people. How did we get 20? Where it crosses the y-axis. Okay, number 2. This is going up how much?
3120.
And this goes up?
13.
So M equals 3120 over 13. So M equals,
5440.
guys, let me tell you this story. And I've said this and said this. These numbers don't have to go up by 13 and 3120. They might go up something differently, but it's going to equal 240 if it's linear. And it says it's linear. So this is going to go, this goes up from 15 to 24 goes up how much?
13.
No.
Then
Then 9? Okay. So if that's 9, well then that's got to be something that equals that. So it necessarily doesn't go up the same amount. I've told you guys that. But the change in y or the change in x is going to be the same thing if it's linear. So if they tell you it's linear, you don't need to go prove anything. You just do 1 and go. 1 and go. 1 and go. Now, if they're asking you if it's linear, then you have to do them all. No, you can't do that. Okay. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Hang on. That's not how you get the slope. If you're trying to write the equation, it works out on this one because it's proportional. But you can't just automatically go do that because you'd have missed it over here. If this was a table and you did that, you'd have missed it. So let me tell. Huh? Yes, thank you. Let's finish this and then I'll tell you why. So 240. So y is 240x. So 240 times 2 does give you 480. Okay? So it is proportional. We don't need to go, well, let's do 240 times 15 is what? 3,600? So this is proportional, so it works out to be the same. The constant of proportionality is the same as the slope. But you don't know that. You don't know that yet. So just go do this first. Okay? Do this first. I'm scared y'all gonna start getting confused because if you do another table that's not proportional, then and you start doing that, you're gonna get the wrong answer. Okay? So let's all do this first. Rate of change. Changing y over changing x. And it's proportional. Okay. I think we're gonna we're not closing our book. Not closing our book. Turn to page 157. Turn to page 157. And move your book up to the front of your table. Okay, yep, just move it out of the way. Move it out of the way. Now take this white paper up and down like this. We are going to learn something easy today. I love to learn something easy on a Friday. You know what? It was the teacher.
I'm sorry.
It was already under the bus. Okay, y'all, everybody got one on the front row. Okay, so let's take this. Everybody look and write functions in the middle. Remember, up and down. Functions, just like this. Shh. Write functions. Put it up and down. Yes, functions. Now, let's review. We've got proportional relationships that we've done. Linear. Okay. Now we're going to talk about functions, which you're going to use this in algebra more than you're going to use it this year. This is just kind of an introductory to it, so you'll be ready for it. But, and let me tell you something. I've got the easiest way to explain this, and you're going to get it because you've all been to a Coke machine. You all know what a Coke machine is, and that's how I'm going to relate it to you, and you're going to get this. It's going to make sense. So it's pretty easy. Okay? So on a function, it has nothing to do with, we're not seeing if it's linear, we're not seeing if it's proportional. Get that out of your mind today. Get that out right now. We're just going to see is it a function or not. Okay? So a function there's exactly, think of a Coke machine, one output. What's an output on a Coke machine? The drink. The drink. Guys, what do you get out of a Coke machine? A Coke. A soda. That's what they call them in California. A soda. Okay. That's in the up north. Exactly one output for each input. What's an input? The money. There you go. Now we're cooking. There's exactly one output for each input. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is show you all the functions, and then I'm going to give you some cards, or you're going to cut out your cards, and you're going to see which ones are and which ones are not. Does that make sense? So we're going to come over here to the table. Go, write a table, put X, Y. Negative 4, 1, 0, 3, 7, 11. Okay. And really, all I'm going to say about that right now is, let's say that we have a formula that we're using, okay? And if you put negative 4 in for X, everybody should get 1, right? Everybody should get 1. I can't get 1, and Cameron can't get 8. So one of us is wrong, or both of us is wrong. But we can't both be right. So if we put negative 4 in the problem, we got to get 1. Okay? If I put 0 in there, I've got to get, all of us have to get 3, or we're wrong. One of us. Does that make sense? 7 is 11. Okay, keep that in mind. We're going to come back to that in a minute. Now, this is called mapping. Draw 2 big ovals. Mapping. God bless you. Negative 5, 0, 5, and 10. And write 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, here's where the Coke machine comes in to play big time. We're thinking about the Coke machine. Okay? I'm going to push, and really I use negative 5 because I just want to use some negatives. But if I push this button, just think about this being a different button, and I'm going to get 1, that's good. If I push this button and get a Dr. Pepper, I'm good. Think about a Coke machine. Are there sometimes 2 buttons for Dr. Pepper?
Yes.
I like those machines because I know surely they got 1. If they got more than 1 button. So, and then if I push this button and I could get a Dr. Pepper. If they're out, I could push this button and get a Dr. Pepper, and maybe they'll have 1. And that's okay. You'll find out when we start doing harder equations and putting numbers in there. Sometimes you get, when they're squares or cubes or something, you might put a different number in there and get the same answer. Okay? But we can't all get a different answer. So this is okay. I can go to the Coke machine and push this button and get a Dr. Pepper, or this button and get a Dr. Pepper. I'm good to go. That's okay. And then 10, I'm going to get 3. That's okay. So remember, this is a function. This is a function. Go back to the Coke machine thing, and that's how I had to learn it. When I related it to a Coke machine, then I'm thinking, oh, this makes total sense to me now. It didn't at first.
Is there anything else you can relate it to?
Well, that's the best thing.
Oh, that's the easiest way?
That's the easiest way. Let's just check. Just use that. Okay, now on a graph, guys, on a graph, to do a function, remember, we're not worrying about linear or anything, or proportional. We're not worrying about that today. We're just worrying if it's a function. And this is called a parabola. And I want you to draw, and you don't make a U, kind of do like that. That's called a parabola. You're going to use the what we call the pencil test. to see if this is a function. You're going to take your pencil and you're going to move it across the graph. And that's a vertical line. And when you make that vertical line, look guys, that pencil, only one point on the drawing can be on that pencil at one time. Only 1 point. So if I draw a line there, look, 1 point from that drawing, from that parabola is on that vertical line. That's a function. Okay? Look right here. Here's another one. This could be a function. That could be a function. Because when I draw that vertical line on there, when I put my pencil vertically, 1 point from that drawing at a time can be on that pencil. And there's more things I could say about that, but I'm just going to leave it kind of simple. Hopefully we'll get it. Just do the pencil test. Okay. Now, with your hand, everybody, with your hand, arm, show me what y equals 5 would look like if I graphed it over there. Y equals 5. These are my answers. Y equals 5. I remember being confused on this too because y goes up and down. God bless you. So y goes up and down, so we want to say, oh, it's going to be a vertical. It's got to cross. Here's y. It's got to cross the y at 5. So it's going to be a horizontal line. So if it's a horizontal line, guys, if it's a horizontal line, it's going to be a function because only 1 point from each, from the line is going to be on the vertical line at one time. And then we all should know, everybody stick your pencil in there and make this. This is going to be linear. It's going to be linear because it's in this form. It's going to be a straight line. Show me on your pencil how it's going to look. Show me where your pencil, how it's going to look. Why is it going to look like that? Because it's a negative slope. And so that's going to be a function. Okay, we're going to glue this on page 12. Very quickly, guys. Glue it in. We still got some stuff to do. Glue it in on page 12. Then, hey, y'all listen for instructions. Then you're going to take these. Hey, look real quick before you start that. I'm going to give all the instructions at one time. You're going to glue that on page 12, write functions, and then cut these out. Guys, don't worry about making it perfect. Just cut them out. Cut all these out. And then on the back side of this page, are y'all listening? Okay, on the back side of page 12, write functions at the top and not. On the back of page 12. Okay? You're going to cut these cards out. And you're going to decide which one is a function and which one is not. Which one is, and don't glue them though. Don't glue the green cards down yet until we check them. Go. Do those two things. I'm going to pause the... Okay, are these right? Why not?
Because
Because you've got 2 4s and 2 5s there. You have 2 4s and 2 5s. So that's, glue them as we go now. Glue them as we go. Glue it down. Okay, I'm randomly picking. Look, I'm not even looking. Am I right?
yes. No.
Why not?
Oh,
2 negative 2s. There's two negative 2's. Look, guys, think about this a minute. I cannot, you put negative 2 in the problem and get 6, and I put negative 2 and get 20. You can't do that. That's the same button. Negative 2, negative 2. That's the same button. We can't get two different things out of there. Glue it. Okay? Hurry and glue. Hurry and glue. Hurry and glue. The ones we've done. Yeah, just the ones we've done. Okay? Yes or no?
No, true.
Who says I'm right? So I can hit the button 5 on the Coke machine, and I can get a Dr. Pepper or an orange and be happy? I'm not going to be happy. No, that's a no. That's a no. That's a no. But, look, guys, I could push button 4 and get the Dr. Pepper, or button 5 and get the Dr. Pepper. I'm going to be happy. But I cannot push button 5 and get two different things. Cannot do it. I'm not a very good guesser, am I? I ain't gotten one right yet, have I? The first one right? No, this, I just switched these. No, I had to switch both of those. I didn't think so. I ain't got any more. Well, I'm gonna do this one on purpose. But you don't know why, which way I'm going. Am I doing it on purpose right, or am I doing it on purpose wrong?
Right.
It's right. I got that one right. Because look at this. When you do the pencil test, guys, when you do that pencil test coming across there, look, that'll be a point and that'll be a point. That's 2 points on the one vertical line. Cannot happen. Okay, glue that down. Oh, goodness. No, just hang on. Because I want to do something real quick. Okay, you should have them glued down. Close your spiral. I'm recording. Thank you, Doug. Okay, look on page 157. Oh, goodness, never mind. We'll do this on Monday. Y'all have a good weekend.